Hey, my friend. I want to talk to you about something that used to keep me up at night. Something I think you might understand. Have you ever had that feeling, like there's a fire in your soul, a message you were born to share? You can feel its truth, its power, like a humming vibration in your bones. You know it could change things, maybe even heal a small corner of the world. But when you finally get the courage to speak it, to write it, to put it out there, it's met with crickets. Just silence. It's like shouting into a canyon and not even getting an echo back. For the longest time, I thought something was wrong with my message, that my truth wasn't good enough. But I was wrong. It turns out, the message was never the problem. The real issue was the first few seconds. The energetic handshake I was offering to the world. Countless beautiful souls are out there, trying to share their light, but their voices get lost in the noise. And I've come to realize it's because most of us, without even knowing it, are creating one of 4 huge energetic roadblocks right at the very beginning. These aren't just marketing mistakes, they're spiritual misalignments. Today, I want to walk you through them, not as a teacher, but as a friend who stumbled through this same darkness and finally found a flicker of light. If you feel that little spark of recognition as we talk, do me a favor and tap that like button to anchor this energy. Subscribe if you feel like you found a piece of your tribe. And please, share in the comments how this lands with you. A simple, "I feel this" is enough to let the universe know you're ready. You're ready to finally be heard. First, you have to understand something that changed everything for me. The beginning of anything you create, be it a video, an article, even a conversation, isn't just an introduction, it's a sacred contract. It's your spirit reaching out to another spirit and saying, "Hey, out of all the noise and distraction in the universe, I have something just for you. Will you walk with me for a moment?" For them to say yes, 2 things absolutely have to be there, right up front. The first is pure, undeniable clarity. Think of your words as a lighthouse beam in a thick fog. The other person's soul needs to see that light and instantly know, that's where I need to go. No confusion, no second guessing. They need to feel, in their gut, what this journey you're offering is all about. That's the foundation. The second energy is just as crucial. It's soul resonance. This is way deeper than just being interesting. It's that feeling of coming home. It's when the other person's higher self gets a full body yes. A feeling that this message was tailor-made for them, for this exact moment in their life. They have to feel like you're holding a missing piece of their own puzzle. When you can weave together that crystal clarity and that deep, soul-level "me too" feeling in your first few words, the sacred contract is sealed. Their soul doesn't just decide to watch, it decides to receive. And those 4 big mistakes? They're really just the 4 ways we accidentally block these 2 essential energies from ever connecting. Let's talk about the first one, because honestly, I was so guilty of this for years. I call it the veil of hesitation. It's the mistake of delaying your own brilliance. It's like you've cooked this incredible, soul-nourishing meal, but instead of serving it, you spend 5 minutes talking about the appetizers, the napkins, the weather. You think you're building suspense, but what you're really broadcasting is a lack of faith in your own main course. You're communicating on an energetic level that you don't trust your own wisdom to be enough. In those first precious seconds, a listener's soul is wide open, scanning for a clear frequency. When it's met with fluff and filler, it just drifts away. It's like hearing a muffled drumbeat when you were hoping for a clear trumpet call. I used to see creators do this all the time, saying things like, "Friends, what I'm about to share is a miracle that will change your life forever." It sounds big, right? But spiritually, it's empty. What miracle? Who is it for? How will it change my life? The soul has nothing to grab onto, no clear invitation, so it just keeps scrolling. The only way to tear this veil is with raw courage. You have to be brave enough to put your most precious truth right on the table, from the very first breath. No apologies, no long-winded intros. Instead of that vague promise, what if you said, with a calm, loving authority, if you're feeling the deep pain of a spiritual awakening, I want to share 3 ancient practices that will bring you immediate comfort. Can you feel the difference? The clarity is instant. The resonance is there for anyone on that path. The souls who need to hear that message feel an immediate magnetic pull. You've honored them, and you've honored yourself by presenting your truth without hesitation. It's a pure, direct transmission of light. Now, the second roadblock is a bit trickier. I call it the veil of illusion, and it's the trap of confusion. This happens when your message, even if it's brilliant, is wrapped in language that's too dense, too academic, too heady. You're speaking from your intellect instead of from the heart, and the soul doesn't speak that language. When your words create confusion, you're basically building a wall of fog between your truth and the listener. Their mind might try to solve the puzzle of what you're saying, but their soul feels a disconnect, a jarring stop-and-start energy, and it will gently check out. I saw a perfect example of this recently. A creator trying to talk about financial success started with a hook like, "These individuals constructed a $30 million enterprise, and the digital currency they accumulated is the most challenging to acquire if you fail to cultivate a journaling methodology akin to the one they practiced." Whoa. My brain literally had to stop, rewind, and untangle that sentence. By the time I figured it out, that initial spark of connection was gone. My soul felt the struggle of a math problem, not the graceful flow of wisdom. The way to dissolve this veil is to become an alchemist of clarity. You have to learn to turn the lead of complexity into the gold of simple, profound truth. How? By becoming a clearer channel. Choose simpler words, words that feel human and warm. A little trick I learned is to imagine I'm explaining my big idea to a really smart sixth grader. It forces me to be direct and get to the heart of the matter. Speak in an active voice. Instead of, "A decision was made by me," say, "I decided." Feel that? The energy is immediate and powerful, and don't be afraid to use modern tools for this. Sometimes I'll take a sentence I've written and pop it into a tool like ChatGPT and say, "Rewrite this so a 12-year-old can understand it perfectly, but keep the soul." It's not about dumbing things down. It's about purifying your message until there is absolutely no room for misunderstanding. Ask yourself, could anyone possibly misinterpret this? If there's even a sliver of doubt, keep polishing. Simplicity is the frequency of the heart. This third one, this one breaks my heart a little because it's so common. It's the veil of separation. This is when your message is perfectly clear, but the listener feels no personal connection to it. They understand what you're saying, but they don't see themselves in the story. It feels like a lecture, a piece of advice meant for someone else. It creates this invisible gap, and they gently float away because it doesn't feel relevant to their life. There are two powerful ways to fix this. The first is what I call the alchemy of you. So many of us, especially when we're passionate, start our stories with I. We say, "I struggled for years with anxiety," or "My journey taught me this." And sharing our story is vital. But when you start with I, you immediately put the listener in the role of an observer. Their brain starts comparing. Is my anxiety like his? Was her journey the same? But what if you just flipped one word? Instead of, "I struggled with skin problems my whole life," you look right at them and say, with so much compassion, "If you've struggled with skin problems your whole life," boom, everything changes. You're no longer the hero of the story. They are. You're not just a storyteller anymore. You're a guide speaking directly into their reality. That wall of separation just crumbles. The second part of this is learning to speak directly to what the soul needs, not just what the mind finds interesting. Think of it like this. There are nice-to-have things and need-to-have things. A nice-to-have video might be called 3 Trends in Spiritual Skincare. Okay, interesting. But a need-to-have hook goes right for the pain point. If you're in pain from your acne, here are 3 things that will start your healing journey today. 1 is information. The other is a solution. You have to lovingly agitate the pain just a little bit, not to be cruel, but to show them you understand. You gently touch the splinter so they'll be open to you offering the tweezers. When you combine the power of you with a need-to-have solution, you don't just get their attention, you earn their trust. And that brings us to the fourth and final veil, the most subtle of them all, the veil of apathy. This is the killer. It's when your message is crystal clear, and it's totally relevant to the listener, but they just don't care. It lacks that divine spark, that magic ingredient that ignites curiosity. They get it, they know it's for them, but they feel no compelling reason to stay and learn more. The secret to dissolving this veil is mastering what I call the law of divine contrast. You can't just state a truth. You have to create an energetic tension between a common belief and a new, higher possibility you're offering. That tension creates a kind of spiritual vacuum that pulls the listener in. It's how you build a real curiosity loop. Let's go back to the acne example. A creator might say, "This one trick will clear all your acne in 45 minutes, and it has no side effects." Now, what's really happening there? They are creating a massive contrast. The listener's current reality, let's call it A, is clearing acne takes months and usually involves harsh drugs with terrible side effects. Then the creator presents B, this wild contrarian offer, 45 minutes, no side effects. The huge gap between A and B immediately sparks a question in the mind. Wait, how is that even possible? Now they have to stay. Their soul is hooked by the need to resolve that paradox. You can do this in two ways. You can state the contrast outright. Most people think you need harsh drugs to solve acne, A. But I found an ancient remedy that works 3 times faster, B. It's direct and powerful. Or you can use implied contrast, which is even more elegant. You only state your wild offer, B, because the common reality, A, is something everyone already knows. You could say, if you want to solve your acne, this herbal supplement is 8 times more effective. More effective than what? Their soul instantly fills in the blank. More effective than everything I've tried that has failed. The contrast is implied, but the pull is just as strong. Mastering this law is the key to making your message not just heard, but irresistible. So, my friend, that's it. Those are the 4 veils: hesitation, illusion, separation, and apathy. By turning delay into immediacy, confusion into clarity, irrelevance into resonance, and disinterest into divine contrast, you're not just making a better hook, you're creating a sacred gateway for your truth to find the souls who have been praying for it. This isn't about gaming an algorithm. It's about becoming a clearer, more powerful channel for the light you carry. And if this way of thinking about communication resonates with you, if you want to go even deeper and join a community of thousands of other creators and heart-centered entrepreneurs who are all on this same path, I've created a free sanctuary for us. It's called Wavy World, and it's filled with more trainings like this, and an incredible group of people. The invitation to join is waiting for you in the description below. Thank you for walking this path with me today. I see the light in you, and I honor the message you carry. We'll talk again soon. Peace be with you.